Frankie, you'll be leading first team duties for Saturday's trip to Wildstone. How are you feeling?
Yeah, as I've felt since the day I've come in, I've been excited about the role. Obviously, the manager's got a long standing family commitment that everybody's well aware of within our group. So we've known this for some time, and I'm looking forward to it, as I have done every game.
Harvey mentioned it before, that'll make no difference on, the look into Saturday's game without the gaffer being there.
No, absolutely not. I mean, we prepare for every game the same way. We look to try and go and stamp our authority within each game. We go through our game plan. We have, if I'm honest, we respect every opponent that we have, but we don't fear anybody. And we go in with a game plan to try and win every game that we go and compete in.
Looking back very briefly at Tuesday's game, what kind of positives do you want to take out of that going into Saturday?
Yeah, I think the thing I've taken from it, in the short spell I've been here, I think most teams coming and seeing the arena that they're going to play in here, it's probably like a cup final for them. So it's probably easy to get yourself up for these type of games, and probably the onus is on us to try and go and win the games when they come here. What we need to do is try and galvanise our support to make them a real 12th man, because to be fair, they're fantastic, they come in great numbers. We're probably a wee bit disappointed we haven't picked up more points at home in the two games we've played, but there's a lot of key indicators that we look at in terms of balls into the box, final third entries and things like that are all good, positive key indicators for us that we're actually no too far away, although we've drawn both games.
Like you say, understandably there is that expectation on us to perform that this season. It's just getting used to that a bit more as the games progress. Yeah,
listen, we're 3 games in. The positive is we're undefeated in those 3 games. We're heading to Wealdstone and Saturday, who have won their 3 games, and to win 3 games in the bounce in any league's good going. So credit to them. But we know we're in a good place. We believe the squad's in a good place. I think the rotation system that we've had to rotate quite a few players, which the manager's done, I think, very well, to be honest, because there's something like 6 games in 18 days, and it's really important that you freshen your squad up as best as you can, looking forward to the games that you're going to play against. And I think in the main, that's been good, and it's healthy for the squad.
Can we expect more changes like that then going into Saturday, and that's before we even factor in the game on Monday as well?
I think that you've got to look at, we've still got a game to come in Monday after Saturday, and it's a really quick turnaround. If you think about how quick and fast the games have come, we've had 3 games, straight away in the bounce, and then we're into another 2 games. So they come thick and fast, and it's really important that the players are physically and mentally ready as best as they can be, and hopefully then we get the correct selection for the game.
On the physical side of things, has everyone that featured on Tuesday come through that game okay?
Yeah, no worries with everybody. We're absolutely fine.
Morg's back on the bench. Great to see. Is he in contention for a start at the weekend?
Well, he's involved in the squad, and he's been there. He's done well since he come back in. I think we've got to be mindful he's not played many minutes, but as I said, he was on the bench for a reason. He showed up really well, and he's available for selection again for Saturday.
That point stands for Bevis as well. It was his first 90 for the club. Is he capable of doing that again against Wealdstone, do you think?
Well, hopefully. No, at the end of the day, he was there this morning and as part of the recovery group, and I felt he did really well for his first 90 minutes, and he'll hopefully be available for selection on Saturday as well.
For any of the players that have missed out so far, is anyone close to a return at the moment?
Well, in terms of injuries, you can see that obviously Granty come back in and took part of the game, and at the moment we've got Charlie, Jordan, Jude, the goalkeeper. I don't think we've missed anybody else in terms of injuries, so that they are where they are at the moment, but everybody else at the moment is fit and fighting and ready to go.
Looking at Wildstone in a bit more detail, what kind of test do you expect from them?
Yeah, it'll be a tough game. as I said, I was involved in this league last season for quite a wee bit at the end, and you know, I was impressed with the standard of every team that we faced, and there's a lot of good teams in the National League, you know, fighting for the same thing that we're fighting for, to hopefully get back up into the Football League, and you know, they've won 3 in a row. If I'm honest, we've watched some of their games back, and sometimes you get decisions that go for you, and that helps you along the way. You need a bit of luck within the game. One of the games they played at Halifax, they went down to 10 men early within the game, and obviously just looking at their game against Woking, you know, they got a penalty decision that went their way, and maybe other games it probably doesn't go your way. So you need a bit of luck and a bit of fortune when you play, and you know, I think they've had that a wee bit, if I'm honest, but they've certainly up there in merit.
Do you think the fact they've won the first 3, you know, obviously gives them a lot of confidence? They might, you know, give us opportunities whilst they're, you know, potentially being so attack-minded because of the start.
Yeah, listen, as I said, you know, Brian Cox, the manager, has done really well with them. We've got Josh Grant, who was there last season, so we know a bit about them as well, from Josh letting us, giving us information on them. But in terms of watching the game, as I said to you, it doesn't matter what league you're in. To win 3 games in the bounds, you're obviously doing something right. Albeit, as I said earlier, sometimes you need a bit of fortune to go your way. And, you know, credit to them. But at the end of the day, we're undefeated as well in the game. So I'm looking forward to a really competitive game.
How important, you know, the lads, the rest of the coaches' view of, you know, getting those 3 points on Saturday to get back to winning ways? Yeah,
as I said, for the minute I've come in here, you know, the gaffer's instilled in the coaching team, you know, his backroom team, the players, the importance of going to try and win every game. And our game plan's based around that, is to go and try and win each game that we play in, whether that's at home or whether that's away. And as I said to you, the support that we've got at home, we need to try and galvanise that as best as we can and use it to our advantage. In the same when we're away from home, you know, if I look back to the first game where we played Woking, the support when we came out was absolutely magnificent, and they were certainly a 12th man that day for us as well. So it's important that we use that as much as we can, because having a good support behind you really breeds confidence within the players.
Like you say, great support from them in both home games and Woking on the opening day. At the minute, we'll have close to 500 travelling down there on Saturday. How much does that mean to you and the lads?
Oh, massive. I know what it means, because you know, it's hard-earned cash. People giving a lot of their own time to come and support you, and you know, that's one thing that since I've come here I've been really impressed with, is the support. I think they've been fantastic, and what we need to try and do, as I said to you, we're disappointed as a group that we've probably not taken more points at home. But listen, as I said to you earlier, I think when they come here, they see the arena, they see the support that we've got. I think it's like cup finals for most of the teams, and it really galvanises them a bit and gets a wee bit more out of them. So we just need to make sure that we use it to our advantage looking forward to the games we've got coming.